Hey everyone, Eric here. Once again, I'm in the garden, and today we're going to be talking about the life cycle of corn. Before we get into this video, I would like to thank you for tuning in to our latest episode of Life Cycles. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at EBLLC, INC. Like this video and watch all of our other videos. We have lots of new content coming your way, and we don't want you to miss anything. Make sure you hit that notification bell to be notified every time we drop a new video. And now, let's move on to the video. Companion plants. Fun fact, corn here was actually first grown by Native Americans nearly 7,000 years ago. That's a super long time. Native Americans have been able to cultivate corn to a point where we have thousands and thousands upon different varieties of corn. If you have not seen the video about companion planting, make sure you check out this video right here. I discuss everything that you need to know about companion planting. And so the three sisters, squash, corn, and green beans. The squash provides the shaded area, and the prickly points on the squash prevent pests like raccoons or possums from attacking your area where you're growing your plants. The green beans provide the nitrogen in the soil because they pull the nitrogen from the air and it goes directly to the roots, which goes inevitably to the soil for all of the plants to use. So we have a lot of different green bean plants sporadically placed in the this area, and so as it's pulling all of the nitrogen out of the air into the soil, the corn is actually getting the nitrogen as well. And so that's why you can see how these corn plants are growing so beautifully and so big because of that nitrogen that the green beans are pulling out. And the corn itself is providing, if I was growing pole beans, but I'm actually growing kitchen king green beans. So if I say I was growing pole beans that crawl up, the corn would provide that that stabilization and that mechanism for the pole beans to climb up to grow. The only reason I chose not to grow pole beans this summer, because last year we had, I don't know if I put it in one of our previous videos, but the pole beans that started to grow, they were growing very well. I had low to none of the problems with pests. But as the summer continued, as June and July turned into August, I started to see more and more aphids, which was brought on because of the ants. And so we had a problem with ants, and then the aphids got all over the pole beans, and it was just a headache to have to harvest the pole beans and then clean off the aphids. It was a headache. And so this year we're growing the Kitchen King green beans, and they are doing very well, as you can see, and the corn is doing very well as well. And so with that mixture, and with planting the corn, the mixture of the soil, and then with planting the corn with the green beans, everything's doing fantastic. Corn is such a good source of vitamin C, vitamin A, potassium, and has high levels of sugar and starches. Corn can grow up to 7 to 10 feet tall. And as you can see already here, our corn is about, I would say, 3 feet tall, or it's headed to 3 feet, between 2 to 3 feet, and it's going to get pretty tall. And as you can see here, with the one, so this is one seed that we planted, and you can see at the bottom right here, it has like 3 main stalks. So each one of these stalks will produce separate corn plants that we'll be able to harvest. So that's so cool that just one seed can produce so many separate stalks that will inevitably, again, that word inevitably, produce so many corns that we'll be able to harvest for all of our families that we donate our produce to. And so as you can see down here, our corn is not as nearly large and tall as the ones down there. We'll add some more compost and fertilizer to see what the issue is and to rectify that, because we want to make sure each corn plant grows. When your corn has already grown to the height of 7 to 10 feet tall, you want to begin to shake and pollinate your ears of corn. So when we say ears of corn, these are considered the ears, the hairs on the premature corn that you have. And so you see we already have some corn ears already. We have some over here. Ooh, excuse me, leaf. We have some over there. We have about 4 to 5 ears of corn over here. And so when you see your corn hairs, your corn ears of corn growing, and then the little male parts of your plant, you want to shake them. And so in this is the pollen. So as I shake it, I don't know if you guys can see it, but on my end I can see the pollen flowing in the air. And so corn pollinates through wind, and so when the wind blows, these are blown into the other corn plants, into the ears of corn, and then that makes the corn grow because it's become pollinated. But when you don't have wind, you can manually do it. And so I'll just go through each one and just give it a little shake. So when your corn is ready to be harvested, you want to make sure there are no bugs in it and that the ear of the corn is brown. And once you harvest it, well, before harvesting it, you just want to check. I'm already pretty sure that this is ready. You want to pull back a little bit, and then you'll see the actual kernels of the corn. And you're just going to press it, and then there'll be a substance that comes out. And if it's a milky substance, then your corn is ready. So when harvesting your corn, you want to make sure that it's full and ready. So we're gonna go, let's go to this one right here. I'm gonna make sure there are no bugs here so you don't get bit or anything. And I'm gonna bend it like that, twist and snap. And see how that clean cut is there? I'm gonna make sure you have a clean cut. And your corn is ready for harvest. Well, that's the video for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. Let us know in the comment section if you're planning on growing corn this summer. You have at least today and the rest of August and a few days in September to try to grow your corn. There are some varieties of corn that you can grow in less than 3 months. Make sure you just do your research on how to prepare your garden for that. Until next time, we'll see you guys in the garden later. Bye.